One great indication that you are out of the will of God for your life is that your life begins to decline. Remember, God said that He comes that we might have life and that more abundantly. That is why Jesus came. And the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So whenever you're in the devil's territory, understand that your life will begin to decline. And I'm telling you this because that happened to me when I was in a state in my life where I didn't need to be. I was in an area of my life that I did not need to be in, but I didn't recognize it as, I didn't recognize it for what it was. I thought maybe I'm just aging. I thought maybe this is going to happen because as I get older, different things will start to happen to my body. I didn't realize that spiritually speaking, you are affected whenever you are out of the will of God. And then when it happens in the spiritual realm, it translates over into the physical realm. And so because I was out of the will of God in my life, I started going through decline in my life. My life was great until I stepped out of the will of God for my life. And I'm not being very forthcoming with what happened exactly, but I kind of just want to give you a gist of what it looks like to be in the will of God against being outside of the will of God. So when you're in the will of God, you prosper. Whenever you're in the will of God, good things happen to you. Whenever you're in the will of God, you're in alignment to where God wants you to be. You're doing the things that God wants you to do. You're growing, okay? When you are on the flip side, outside of the will of God, you'll begin to see a decline in your life in certain areas. Maybe your health, maybe your material wealth, maybe your prosperity, maybe in your family life, you'll begin to see a decline where the devil is like a cancer and he begins to eat at certain aspects of your life. And then you begin to see that, hey, I'm losing things. Hey, I'm not well physically. That is an indication that I need to check in with God, find out what it is that I'm doing wrong. If you're not sure where you are out of alignment in your life, check with God, find out where am I messing up? Where am I not in alignment with where you would have me to be in my life? I have a small little testimony. When I was outside of the will of God in my life, and this was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I began to have very bad arthritis. The arthritis just came out of nowhere. Seriously, like one day I woke up and I had this really bad arthritis. I promise you when I tell you it came out of nowhere. And I began to see that every day it didn't get better. At one point it was to the point where I couldn't walk down steps without being in excruciating pain. Again, it came out of nowhere. I began to see my money just kind of crumble. It seemed like everything I tried to do financially, it would not work out. I was in the enemy's territory and didn't even realize it. There were other things that happened, but those two were the ones that kind of showed me that, Denise, you need to get yourself together because you are not in alignment with where God has you or where God wants you to be. And I'm telling you to tell you just to recognize the signs. Yes, sometimes in life we go through things. We go through moments when we have to go through trials and tribulations because God is trying to get us somewhere. But God did not come to destroy our lives. He did not. He came to teach us so that we can grow, but he didn't come to destroy. The enemy comes to destroy. And so that should have been a light bulb in my mind to say, am I where I should be in life? And if not, God, show me where I need to be. But it never did go off in my mind. I thought, I was doing the right thing. I was in alignment. That is one great indication. So my testimony is this. I've had really bad arthritis, and since I have got within alignment with where God wants me to be, my arthritis is more manageable now with less medicine. And at one point, I'm going to show you my hand here. This finger right here, I could not bend at all. Listen, when I tried to bend this finger, this is as far as it would go. Now I can make a fist with no pain. And that is an indication to me, on top of everything else that God has been doing in my life, that I am now in alignment with where God wants me. And I'm walking in His will for my life. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from when I tell you this. And if not, feel free to ask questions in the comments, or just make comments if you agree with what I'm saying, because I know for sure that whenever you are operating unknowingly sometimes in the enemy's territory, whenever you're out of alignment with where God wants you to be in your life will begin to decline. Whenever you've made a wrong turn, your life will begin to decline. And so I wanted to share that with you today, and I hope that helps someone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.